So we've talked about Garmin before and using Garmin with the Sherpa. The main place you want to be doing that is with the serve inside, just in here. But you can actually use the Garmin Controls app on your phone, and it's a wireless connection. And so you can be quite a long way from your camper and still operate your camper. It basically does all the same stuff that screen does. It's just mirrored here. This part here is called the serve, and this is just, you know, ground zero for operations. We have switching, so all the switching's done here. It's digitally switched and digitally fused. So it's called a soft fuse function. If you blow a fuse, you can reset that fuse from in here in the cab. It's no longer the days of MIDI fuses or fuses. It's all done here. We can see our diesel, how much diesel we've got. We're full. We can see our battery voltage, what we're currently using, and the state of charge. We can go to our lights. We can operate our lights from here. Internal and external. We can dim the lights. We can also go back to our home page. There's quite a few features here. So we have drive mode, camping mode, and storage mode up the top. And so that's just like a quick switch where you can select one of those features, and it's going to turn certain things on and off depending on what you want. So that's nice just for a fast click, one thing, one done. But you can also operate your airbags from here. So if you're laying in bed and you feel like, you know, you're tipping over a little because it's just for some reason going one way, we can operate just one side. You know, we can lower down the other side, and we can level the van up from here. Or we can go back to our normal ride heights. So that's pretty cool. Another nice feature with this is we've set this up so it knows when you hook it to the car and you turn your car on. So it's going to receive an ignition feed that comes back to the system, and it's going to want to go to normal ride height on its own. So if you're just getting up in the morning, you're a little sleepy and you want to hit the road, it's going to know, and it's going to come up and go to normal ride height. So pretty cool feature. I want to talk about the suspension. We've put a lot of effort into this. This isn't your typical trailer suspension you can see on your RV. It's a suspension, we've dubbed it Terraform, and it's 1/4" pressed broke steel. So there's not much steel on these trailers, it's all alloy, but that one's steel, and then we have a steel coupler. But what makes it a little bit different is it's air suspension. And so what you're able to do is spring the camper to its correct weight. You'll always set your camper to a ride height, and if you add more weight, it'll squat down, and then you'll air up and you'll have the correct articulation. We put a lot of work into the suspension. It has bushings, it does have grease nipples, you can grease it. You do have toe and camber adjustment. We run Bilstein shocks, Firestone airbags, and then we have a purpose-made cradle that hugs the chassis that's left, whatever chassis there isn't much, but it hugs that chassis, and it's more or less a cradle that sits inside and bolts to it. What makes it so purpose-built for us is that it's made to suit an aluminium body. So most of the suspension you see out there, independent suspension, is designed to weld onto the chassis, a steel chassis. They would use this part here, which they'll call a hinge bar. It'll generally weld directly on the bottom of a beam or a cross beam, a member that'll go direct from side to side, and that's part of your chassis. Obviously for us, we've got an aluminium structure, trying to keep the weight down. So that structure requires a cradle, and then it all kind of just, at that point there, we were developing an entire suspension system. And so that's what makes that Terraform suspension so unique, is that it's designed for aluminium. So I want to talk about what's different about BRS Off-Road. For the Sherpa and the Pursuit and anything BRS really build, it's built a little unique. We have a full unibody. We don't have 4 walls and a floor and a roof and a chassis, it's a unibody. And so it's all plate alloy, press broke, CNC press broke, cut on a fibre laser, 1/8 thick, construction, 2 skins, inner and outer, and then it's powder coated. We seam seal it on a rotisserie, powder coat underneath, right underneath, on top, inside, all in these cabinets, everywhere. It goes in the oven and it gets baked at 400 Fahrenheit, and we have an all-in-one body. This is the top for the Sherpa. It's a fiberglass part. It has a honeycomb core. It's built in the mold, so this is all one piece. Again, we don't have 4 walls and a roof. It's like half an egg, and they'll pop it out of the mold. They'll cut all the parts out of it so it's ready to go. It's extremely lightweight. They really don't weigh much. You know, you can really pick these up quite easily. And you know, they're insulated because they have that honeycomb core, so you've got air pockets in the honeycomb core. It's extremely strong, so it's really rigid. It's just all one part. It does have a gel coat finish on it. We actually sand that gel coat finish down and we put an automotive finish on it. We talked about this stage here, you know, the body being one, and we're going to move down to the next stage where the cap has been installed onto the body and it's become a shell. So the shell's just had its side strap installed. The guys are just caulking that off. It's had its fenders installed and all the fender connectors. And so at this point we've become one, and it's almost ready to go down to the next stage.
do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working, that's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Now that ain't working, that's the way you do it. Let me tell you.